Alright, this is kind of an experimental thing. I'm going to try this Johnson baby powder. Just a regular baby powder. I don't think it's got any talcum in it. Talcum, I think, carries some kind of asbestos or something. But anyhow, this is to help dull the paint down. I've got this little container right here. And I'm just going to pour some in there. What would you say, about a ½ inch? Like right here. And then I'm going to add, that's an awful lot. I need just a small amount for just experimental. I'm going to pour some of that back. And I got a ventilator fan going. Kind of going for overkill here. Alright, I've got another small thing here. We're going to pour it in here. It says 1 teaspoon, I think, right there. It's about where it's at too. Oh, look there, ½ ounce. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Alright, that's how much I got, and I'm going to pour it in here. And now I'm going to take some Mod Podge, put the same amount. That would make it 50-50. Now I may have to add some water to it as well. Putting that in there. So far we've got 50-50. I'll add a little bit of water. Maybe about the same amount of water. Make it 1/3 water. Pour it in there. Okay. Now we're going to stir it all up. Top's back on there. Get it mixed good. This should dull it down, I hope. We're going to spray it on some cardboard. I've got the compressor built up. It may kick on while I'm doing this. It looks like it's pretty thin. So that drips off of there. Okay. I'm using this spray gun. I poured all of it in there. Put a few coats on here. What's going on? Alright, we'll let that kind of flash off, just kind of settle a little bit, and then I'll take a hair dryer and dry it. Let's hope it dulls it down. I'm going to put 2 or 3 coats, make sure it's covered good, and dry in between each one. And I need it to dry to a clear. Okay, it's drying. It's got some places that are still wet. We're going to let that dry a little bit, and I'll come back and put another coat. Okay, that's 1 coat, and it looks kind of white in areas. Maybe too much talcum powder or something, because the Mod Podge itself will not turn white. It turns clear. So I'm going to add less talcum powder. It did dry, and it is dull. Like right up to here. It was up to here, and now we've dropped way down here. We're doing like 1/6 of what we did before. So we can figure it's 1/6 is what we're putting in there to a hole of Mod Podge. Considerable less. I think that's the bottom of that bottle. Okay, we got a half fluid ounce here, and we're going to add it to it. Now we're going to add that much water too. A half fluid ounce. It's hard to see it through there, but it's a half fluid ounce. We're going to spray the other side of the cardboard. Got to make sure it mixes up good, because that baby powder is heavy. It falls to the bottom. Okay, compressor may catch pick up, I don't know. Start. Get all the water. I had water in here, I want to make sure it's sprayed out. A little bit of a fan going here. We're going to give it the same coverage like the other one. The whole piece of cardboard. 1 coat. All right. Do the hair dryer again. Getting dull. This is where some Bondo was white. But you can even read through the writing here, and it is dull looking. And this is trying to dry too. It's just going to take a little longer, because that's like a plastic. That's what Bondo is. I think we're going to add another coat. I think we're doing safe. It's dull. Looking good. So we need at least 3 good coats on here. Alright, that's coat number 2. I could spray 2 regular coats of Mod Podge on there with no powder, and then do the last coat only with powder. Lessens my chance of it turning white. Yeah, I'm happy with the results of this. I'm going to put a third coat on there and just see. Now I need to mix this up a little bit, stir it up a little bit, because like I said, the baby powder is heavy and it will float to the bottom. That's looking good. That's 2 coats and it's dull. And I'm putting them on there pretty wet too. Of course, also with the Mod Podge, it's a sealer. It seals off the cardboard. So it's a little harder for each coat to dry. It will get kind of runny because it's soaking into the cardboard and sealing it. But 3 coats is all I need for a good coverage of clear. But I need it dull. And it's looking dull. And it's drying out pretty good too. And I don't see any white looking image from the powder. There was an old painter years ago when I got involved in doing painting on cars and stuff. He told me about the baby powder or talcum powder. Yeah, it's dull, and it looks like it's got a good coverage to it too. That's just where it's real thick up at the top. It's just real thick up here. But once that dries, it will be as dull as the rest of it. I guess we'll spray this barrel first. Put a sealer on it. Of course, I'll go more lighter coats on this. And I still got to paint them guns. I haven't painted those guns yet. It's just a light coat. In painting equipment or cars, you call it a tack coat. You just put just enough on there for it to tack off, make it adhesive. To where the next coat will be a little thicker and it'll hold it better. Alright, I've got to let that dry. We're going to force dry. It's just that same coat that I sprayed a minute ago. Yeah, I'm real happy with this results. And that'll dry clear too once it's, because that's where it's thick. All right, coat number 2. Coat number 2. Just try to make them even, not too thick. Maybe I'll adjust that trigger a little bit. It's this top.
Now this is just the regular Mod Podge I'm using for the mixture, but on that last coat, or maybe the next coat, when I start on the transporter itself, I may go ahead and get out the one that's got the hard crust Mod Podge, because that's what I want. I want it hard, but I want it dry dull. And that's what we're going to get. We're going to get all three. Alright, that's on there pretty thick. I could use the hair dryer and go ahead and force dry it. Johnson's baby powder, or baby powder, I should say baby powder, and Mod Podge. This is the Mod Podge I want to put on there. I'm going to mix this with baby powder. See, it says hard coat. This is the third coat. I'm drying it now. And it looks pretty doggone dull. So instead of using 1-to-1 ratio of baby powder and Mod Podge, use 1/6 of baby powder to the consistency of Mod Podge you're going to use. And then 50% water to thin it down. Once it sits overnight, all the rest of it will dry. Like these little spots here, they will dry. The spots right here on the barrel, it will dry. All that will dry. This is what's next. But I'm going to use this on there. I'm going to start off with this. Okay, here's my plan. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon. I'm going to use 1/2 ounce of baby powder to 6 1/2 ounces of Mod Podge. That way this would be 1/6 of baby powder to the full extent of Mod Podge. So that's the plan. It's a little over full, so the next one I'll do a little under maybe.
try to. You know how it is with a mad scientist, nothing's just right. Oh, I've got quit count. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is 3. 3, 4, 5. This is a big 6. This is a big unit here. For 3 coats, it may take every bit of this. And what it don't, I can always save. But this is what I'm using. And this, just baby powder. Doesn't matter who makes it. Okay, I've got to get something bigger to mix in because I've run out of room here. Because I got to put 6 half ounces here of water mixed with this. So I got to go find something bigger. I found this. Cut the top off, makes a good mixing. It's pretty good juice too. But anyhow, as you're stirring this, you got to watch and look down there for clumps. Because the baby powder is not really excited about being mixed up with it. Got to make sure it's stirred, mixed real good. Probably good if you had an electric blender, or not electric blender, but some kind of electric mixer. And I've got a 3-volt mixer somewhere. It's not out here, but maybe eventually I'll be using it. Or if you had a strainer to strain it through, would be good. Make sure all the clumps and stuff is out of it. Because I see one every once in a while right up there. Tell you what, if I had something to pour this in where I could shake it, now that may be a thought. Let me go see if I can find something to shake it with. Now, it's not tomato juice. This is the bottle. It's good to hang on some of your old bottles. But it's pretty good stuff too. But I poured it in here, and now we're going to shake it up. I got the top on it. Shake it up real good. That way it'll help mix it. Now we need to put it in the gun. And let's see how it does. Make sure this is pulled over here good. Where's the little top? I need the top for the gun. Okay. Remember, just a thin coat. This is like what they call the tack coat. Also, I gave it some numbers down here. See right here? I stenciled those on there. Yeah, this will seal off all the paint under there, where there's less chance of it getting disturbed. Just a thin coat. Long strokes, just like painting a real car. The long passages go all the way out to the end. Make sure you cover it all the way down. Go even. Hey, gotta get the back. Now I can always go back and do more painting on it, but then I need to put some more sealer on it to protect it. Use the hair dryer to dry it off a little bit. Now the next coat will be a little thicker, a little heavier. Yeah, it's nice and dull. Nice and dull. Looks good, looks good, looks good. This coat's going to be a little thicker. Actually, this coat's thick enough that you can see white. It looks white a little bit. I'm speculating just one more coat. This is the second coat. Make sure you cover all of it. I'm gonna let that set up a little bit, and then I'll get you back. Alright, here's where we at. I've already dried it with the hair dryer again, and I'm fixing to reload the gun, but I'm shaking this real good to make sure that I mix the baby powder with the Mod Podge good. But this is the third and final coat, and it is super dull. Looks like there's even no clear on it. That's the way I want it. But I may in the future try to get me some, well, I may try to rig up one right now maybe. This is what I can do with paper towels. I got to make a filter. I want to make sure everything's going good. I don't want nothing to mess up. Sink strainer, Dollar Tree. Look at there, fits right in there. Can you believe that? I don't see any clunks there. Looks pretty good. Alrighty. This is our final coat. I always like putting the top on there. Straight and even coats. Overlap each coat about halfway and then go up. Just like painting a car. There's plenty of YouTube videos showing you how to paint a car or a motorcycle or just something. Try not to double coat it. Oh. I forgot about this part. Good gets one coat. Maybe I'll come back and add a couple more coats to it. Keep an eye on where you've been. have a cameraman today, so I'm going to have to do everything myself. Yeah, we'll be working on the wrecker after this. I have a little more I got to do to this project. Like the LED lights and stuff. The wrecker will probably be a lot of fun. I should have had my glove on. Try not to run it. That's it. That's 3 coats. Let it dry. I may take the hair dryer and force it to dry. Okay, the transporter is still drying. It's on its last coat, and it looks really good. It's going to be dull, and I'll show it to you. But I had a little extra sealer in here, and I never have sealed the old shop here. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it now. Okay, that's the first coat. That's the tack coat. Gonna let it dry. I can take the hair dryer, probably force that along. But the transporter's looking really good. But when it dries, I'll put it together and show you how it turned out. Put the chassis or with the body on it. Yeah, and it's getting dull. It's getting dull. Now this is set on low heat, the hair dryer. Long even coats. Each coat it looks like it's a little wetter. That's because it's not soaking in as much. Because the sealer's doing its job. Okay, the shop is nice and dry and it's dull. It's got 3 coats on it. And the leftover Mod Podge I got, I'm going to put in the refrigerator. That way I can use it on another project. And just shake it up good. But here's the transporter. Now right down me a driver. He needs a little work. He needs a 2-day-old beard, and I mean, you know, and look more realistic, repaint him and everything. But I mean, it is nice and dull. Looks good. Smokestack. I gotta do the LED lights. I've got to do the magnets under there to hold the body in place. And I think that's it. But yeah, everything's turned out real good. The rust has turned out good. The sealer is nice and dull. It looks real good.
This is an emergency broadcast.